Hello YouTube, it's Hello YouTube, it's Arturia again, back with another video from the home studio, but in a new corner of the studio that I've just set up for purely hardware devices. And today let's make a beat on the new Keystep Pro from Arturia.
Accurate beats.
So the Keystep Pro is kind of new to the market and new to me. I've had it for like a week or so I'm not an expert at all, and I don't have a big modular rig to hook it up to. But I've got stuff like the Drumbrute Impact that has a built-in sequencer that's kind of good, but not nearly as powerful as the one in the Keystep Pro. So I think that's a good match. Now on track 1 I do have my Drumbrute Impact hooked up over MIDI. Track 2 is... that's the Minibrute 2S hooked up over CV and gate. Track 3 goes to my DFAM from Moog, which mainly is a drum or percussion synthesizer, but I've hooked it up over CV and gate so I can play actual notes on it. Track 4 goes over MIDI to the Korg Wavestate, and everything goes into the mixer over here that sends the audio to my audio interface and to the camera, and yeah. And I also have a secondary output going from the mixer into the SP404, so I can sample anything I do here. And yeah, the 404 also has an input on the mixer, so that's cool. So I'm gonna make a track and I'm gonna talk you guys a little bit through what I'm doing, because I think some things here are super cool. So first of all, track 1 needs to be in drum mode, going to the Impact. So I need to go into a new project, number 2, my first pattern, that's cool. Let's change the tempo down to, I don't know, 87, something like that. And track 1 here, drum mode. Cool. So let's start with the kick drum here from the Drumbrute Impact again. Let's put it down on the step sequencer here. Step 1, 4, 8, and 10, maybe 16 as well. I want that snare to be on 5 and 13. And the hi-hats, like so. Let's skip 11 and make that an open one. So I should have something like that. But I think that's a little bit too stiff to my tasting, so I'm gonna move my snare a little bit off the grid, just decreasing the time shift here to have it early. And this is something I do a lot whenever I'm able to do so on a step sequencer like this, so that's cool. And let's do the opposite with the hi-hats. Let's tilt shift them to be late on the beat, like so, and all of a sudden, some of them can be moved even more, I think. And let's see what more I can do. Oh, that one. Let's use that as a snare as well, and again, let's move it off the grid. Okay, so I have this 16-step drum loop, and that's good and all, but I need to make it longer, so I'm gonna go to 32 steps instead, which just creates like a copy of that pattern to my secondary 16 steps, and all I want to do here is change the pattern of my kick drums a bit. Let's move it around like so. Let's move this kick drum to be like on the beat instead. Okay, let's move these ones as well. I'm just going by feel here, just to see what I like the most. And I think the hi-hat is a bit loud. So that's a start for the drums. Let's leave that and go on to my second track, which again is the Minibrute 2S. That's cool. Now let's make this pattern 64 steps long, and let's actually record something live into this track. Okay, something like that, but I need to like change the sound, so I'm gonna mute my drums and fiddle around. It's a bit crazy right now, but I'm gonna leave it at that and go on to my next thing, which in this case will be track 4, which is the Korg Wavestate. No. So let's jump over from the wave sequencer to the single multi-sample sounds. Maybe like... Okay. Let's just record something on here. So it seems like I didn't get the first chord here, so let's just hold the step and go like that. And make it a bit longer by increasing the gate. Let's solo that. Okay. And maybe I can use the piano for something else. Yeah, let's go for that. Okay. So I've got the drums, I've got the Minibrute 2S, I've got the Wavestate, and now it's time for the DFAM. So but I think I have a thing here where I should be able to go down in octaves and then just cut it with the filter. So the decay needs to be a lot shorter. Okay, that's some sort of bass sound, so let's see if I can do it for 64 steps and live record. Let's turn down the volume. Well, so far it's something, but if I mute these two, and then let's try to increase the swing of this. Because my drums already are a bit off-grid, I think things can be kind of cool here. And yeah, let's increase the tempo a bit as well, because I'm only working with CV and MIDI and everything is live. I'm able to do that. Okay, so that's my first pattern. I think that's kind of cool. Let's go on to my secondary pattern and let's do something completely different, but you know, that kind of goes with the first one. Track 1 again, the drums. So the drums, kick. Let's just stick with 16 steps for this because I think that's gonna be okay. Number 5 and 13 with the snare. Make it a bit early, like so. That hi-hat again on 8 notes. Let's time shift them to be off the grid. Just to make it kind of go with the first pattern and not be totally different in terms of rhythm. Track 2, pattern 2, let's go 64 steps. Let's stay in E minor and do something like this. Okay, cool. Track 2. That's a DFAM. Let's go 64 steps there as well. So let's do something with the synth on my right, which is the Wavestate again, and let's go down a few octaves. 64 steps, and let's go. Again, the first thing didn't register, so let's go like that and make it a bit longer. And let's layer something on top of that, a few octaves up. So maybe I should try to use the arpeggio for that. Okay. That's a nice idea, but I think I want to do it kind of manually. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think that will have to do, so let's have a listen. So it's a bit sloppy, but I think it's kind of cool as it is. But I want to do something more here. So I want to go for a third pattern for all of the tracks. And you know, let's just do something, I think we can do something like so. Let's add some kicks in some kind of random places. Not that place though, but you know. And some hi-hats to keep it kind of straight. So for the drums, I could go. So I'm actually kind of running out of time here and I need to go do other stuff. So I'm gonna record some scratching and put that onto this beat later on in the video. But so far, this was almost my first real session with the Keystep Pro that turned out into something. And even though the beat that came out of this is a little bit different from what I normally post on YouTube and make, I think it's really fun to be able to work with hardware like this, like a hardware sequencer with 4 tracks and CV and gate and MIDI with synths like this. Really fun. I really think you're gonna see more things like this on my channel alongside with the normal sample-based stuff on Machine or an MPC or whatever. But this was a really cool experiment and I really did have a lot of fun doing it. So that camera just died on me. However, here comes the scratching part and yeah. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, ha det gott!